So, hello everybody, and welcome to yet another exciting installation of the Case broadcast. And it's hello from me, Patrick Twitchett,
It's a big hello from me, Melvin Manning. How are you, everyone?
and it's a big hello today from our returning guest, Ashley Leeds. Give us a big hello there, Ashley.
Hello, how are you doing, guys? It's lovely to be back. Good to see you both.
I know you're going to talk to us today about your 4 quick fixes for LinkedIn.
Welcome to the Case broadcast brought to you by the team at CASEMastermind, where you can be part of a mastermind group. For more information, visit our website casemastermind.co.uk.
Without further ado, let's dive into what that is. But first of all, remind our audience what it is that you do, Ashley.
Yeah, absolutely. So I help people get more from LinkedIn to grow their business, to grow their personal brand, and to actually get leads from doing the right thing on LinkedIn. And I think that's the thing, is we go into LinkedIn and have a play. But if you go in with purpose, you will attract business. And I've got a couple of big things that I'm going to announce later this year. It's on a news embargo at the moment, but that absolutely endorses everything that I've been doing on LinkedIn, because otherwise I would not be doing these two epic things. And so I help people get over their self-beliefs and start doing stuff on LinkedIn. But the biggest thing is we've got to get our profile right. And so what I'm going to talk about today is the 4 things that we all get wrong. I've seen LinkedIn traders getting this wrong. And you know, once I explain it all, hopefully it will make common sense. I've got a load of slides, and I know if you're probably listening to this on the podcast, you're thinking, oh my goodness, not all of the slides you need to see them, but it helps tell the story. But you can go back and watch this on the YouTube channel. So go and watch the video and you'll be able to see all the slides. But if you're listening in the car while you're walking your dog or whatever, you can always reference back to this. But I'm going to try and make it as easy as possible for you to follow along. So let's get my slides up. So these are the 4 things that we all, the mistakes that we make on LinkedIn, and they're simple to fix. And at the end of this, there's a QR code that I will give you the tools so that you can go and fix it yourself. But first of all, why do we use LinkedIn? There's 1 billion users on LinkedIn. Surely that's good enough. But here's the thing. Only 1% of people on LinkedIn actually create content. And so therefore, if you create content, you're better, get this, than 99% of people on the platform. Where else can you be better than 99% of other people? Hey, isn't that amazing? So why don't we use LinkedIn? Loads of people turn around and go, oh, I don't want to do it because of this, this, and this. And so think about why you don't use LinkedIn. But this is why we should use LinkedIn, because we can become known. We can make connections. I wouldn't be here today if I wasn't using LinkedIn, because I wouldn't know you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can attract clients, and it also helps improve our hiring. Because if you were looking for a new role and you saw this company, this person all over LinkedIn doing amazing things, and the other person you didn't know, who would you want to go and work for? And this is the thing, because it jolly well works. I've worked with a few people, and I beg you to go and follow these people, because they're doing amazing things on LinkedIn, but they are just normal people. LinkedIn isn't their be all and end all. They have other businesses, like Ben, for example. Ben's an accountant, an FD. He gets known, he's known when he goes to networking events. People come up to him and go, oh, you're the guy from LinkedIn. And every single Friday, without fail, this guy records a little video and tells the worst dad joke in the world. Okay? Every single Friday, without fail, consistently. Yeah. He has even had somebody contact him, say, I love your jokes. Can you be my accountant? Yeah. Just because he's a little bit different than all the other accountants. And he gets people sending him in jokes. Can you read this one out next week? And that is just incredible. There's a guy called Nikolai Naylor. He's recently written a book, and his mate turned around to him and said, oh, the PR for your book was amazing. All Nikolai was doing was stuff on LinkedIn and hadn't realized he was doing his own PR. Zoe Whitman, she's adding 700 new followers to her profile every single month without fail. And she's growing her business because of it. And finally, Lee Stallard. this guy is getting money from what he does on LinkedIn. And you can see there from the slide that over £2,000. And that in just after a few weeks of working with me, he'd increased his profile views by 288%. That's people looking at his profile. And that's what we're talking about today, because if somebody comes and looks at your profile, they need to know exactly who you are and what you do. And I'm going to help you with those 4 things that we get wrong. So the other reason for being on LinkedIn is we have fun. I have so much fun on LinkedIn. I'm a solopreneur. I'm here in my shed, but by going onto LinkedIn, I get to meet amazing people, have amazing conversations and stuff like that. Literally, while waiting to get set up this morning, I had a phone call, and it's from a friend of mine, but I know that we've been chatting on my post today on LinkedIn, and I'm guessing he's just ringing up to check that I'm okay. Isn't that incredible? Where else could you do that? So why don't people use LinkedIn? This is what people say to me. It doesn't work. I don't have enough time and I'm not sure what to do. Now, probably you're listening to this as you're walking the dog, but if you're driving the car, okay, and you might have driven the car to walk the dog, you drive. If you're a driver, you know how complicated it is to get your car from A to B. Remember how difficult it was trying to change gear, making sure the clutch was working, your hill starts, your reverse parking, all those sorts of things. Today, you do it without even thinking about it, but you had to learn, you had to get started. Now, I taught my daughter to drive, I was going to say recently, but she's really old, but I can still remember it. And I can remember the tears. I can remember the upset. I can remember the shouting and the screaming. But she is now a very confident driver, and I'm proud of her being able to go wherever she wants to in the country because she can drive. She learned and she got into it. And that's exactly the same with LinkedIn. Why do I love LinkedIn? I just want to help people get into a great daily habit. And that's why I'm called the 15-minute guy, because I try and get people to do 50 minutes a day. Because if you do 50 minutes a day, that is 65 hours a year of free marketing. And who doesn't want that? So these are the 4 biggest mistakes. Poorly optimized profile photo, a poorly designed banner, your job title as a headline, and little or no contact details. And we're going to go into each of those, and I'll talk about those now. So I've been in sales for 30 years, okay? And in all of those 30 years, I haven't sold a thing. People have bought from me. People have bought from me because they know me, they like me, and they trust me. And so I know for a fact that people buy from people who they know, like, and trust. And that is why we use LinkedIn. We use LinkedIn to build up that know, like, and trust. Have a think about it. When was the last time you purchased something from somebody you didn't like? So my slide on the screen now is 4 different photos that we see on LinkedIn. The first one, it's just blank because I haven't even put my photo up. The second one is a Bitmoji, or, a cartoon resemblance of myself. Slightly better looking than my normal self, but hey. The third one is a guy at a party. And for the record, I'm actually singing in a gig, and this is the crowd behind me. So I'm holding up my selfie with the crowd behind me. So I'm not at a party, I'm actually working for a living. And then in photo number 4 is my actual profile photo. I'm pretty much cropped. My Adam's apple is almost touching the bottom of the circle, and my hair is in the top of the circle. And around me is a bright yellow circle. And the reason I do that is because when you look at my profile photo, you're probably looking at it on your mobile phone, because 70% of people are using LinkedIn on their mobile phones.
70%,
and then you'll
you say, Ashley, yeah?
70%, yes.
Yeah, that's
Think
a
about
big
how you
number.
use LinkedIn. You go and you're waiting for the kettle to boil. You're flicking through, aren't you? And what happens is you scroll down and go, oh, Ashley's made a comment. Have a look at my photo. It's 4 millimeters big. Yeah. Now, if I didn't have that big row of teeth smiling at you and that yellow circle behind me, you wouldn't recognize me. Okay. You get 21% more views with a decent profile photo. And so by having that big photo with your color behind you, you're being your own McDonald's. Yeah. I've just put on the screen the McDonald's logo. All right. It's a red square with a yellow M in the middle. But we all know that means a burger. Yeah. That's it. And so therefore, by having a decent photo, people can see you. But make sure you're filling the screen. Now up on screen now, I've put a photo of me holding my book because I've written a book. And I'm tiny in that circle. But next to that, I've put a photo of my actual profile photo. And I stick out like a sore thumb, especially with the yellow behind me. And now on screen is a slide of the comments. And that is where the photo is the tiniest. And if I comment on a comment, then it gets as small as 4 millimeters, which smaller than my little fingernail. So that is why it's important to have a decent photo. The other thing we need to do is, if you wear spectacles regularly, and that's how you're going to meet me, make sure you've got spectacles in your photo. If you've got grey hair and your photo was a few years ago and you don't have grey hair, come on, let's put a more up-to-date photo on. I'm getting a little older. I've got a few more laughter lines coming. So they're all on the photos. Yeah. If we've shaved, if we haven't shaved. Yeah. We change our hair color. We change our hairstyles. So make sure it's up to date. So I normally do a live demonstration here, but you can, at the end of this presentation, there's a QR code to go and get all of the tools that I show you within this presentation. So that's item number 1. Item number 2 is the headline. Now the headline by default is your job title. So on the screen now, it's saying, I'm the 15-minute guy getting you loving LinkedIn. That is my headline currently. But when I first started, I set myself up as owner of Full Cup Coaching. By looking at those few words, owner of Full Cup Coaching, it does not tell you anything about what I do. Now, if there's any ladies listening, you probably know what a full cup is. And if you Google full cup, you're going to get different things than me. Yeah. And so therefore, Full Cup Coaching really does not help you understand what I do. So let's be a little bit more, make it easier. Business coach and LinkedIn trainer. Now, if I have that as my headline, people are going to look at that and go, oh my goodness, that's all that's ever on LinkedIn. Coaches and LinkedIn trainers. So no one's going to click on my profile to have a look to see what I do, because they're already making an assumption of what I do and they know that they don't need me. So because I always do my lessons in 15 minutes, because I have 15-minute meetings and I'm known as the 15-minute guy, I use that as my headline. I'm the 15-minute guy getting you loving LinkedIn in just 15 minutes. And if you look there, there's not many characters that it's taking up. So you've got to make that punch really, really quickly. I was working with somebody the other day and she's a redundancy coach and she helps people become abundant after all of, she's working with them. So I came up with this, with the snappy headline, redundancy to abundancy. And it just trips off the tongue, but it also means that if she comments on your post, you're going to click on her link because you want to know all about this redundancy to abundancy. Or with myself, what is a 15-minute guy? I have people contacting me and I say, oh, why did you connect? Well, I saw your profile. I saw the 15-minute guy. I just wanted to know what a 15-minute guy was. And it gets people talking. Here's some other ideas that people have. So Nikolai Naylor, I mentioned him earlier. He's an outsourcer and he takes away the work from accountants because they're just stuck on a hamster wheel. So he turns around and his headline is, let us be your hamster and save you time to grow your business. Donna Scaife is the scooter riding accountant. Now, if you're looking for an accountant at the moment, are you going to choose partner at XYZ, or are you going to choose the scooter riding accountant? She sounds a lot of fun, doesn't she? And that's the thing that we've got to come up with, different ideas just to make us stand out. Most accountants are going to be accountant at so-and-so. Yeah, you want to be a little bit different and jump out. So that's 2 ideas down already. And on the slide now, what I'm doing is I'm showing my card that goes with me wherever I go on the platform. And so whenever I add a comment, this is what people see. So they see my name. Okay. Make sure that is your real name, because I do see some people putting some more words after their name, like LinkedIn trainer or the happy chappy or whatever it is. It's something funny, something witty, but it's also something illegal. And when I say illegal, LinkedIn have got some quite strict terms, and they can turn around and put you in LinkedIn jail, which means you're off the platform for a couple of weeks. You're in the sin bin. Yeah. And so if you do have Ashley Leeds, the 15-minute guy, as your name, what you've actually done is you've fudged the surname field and put in the 15-minute guy. LinkedIn says you've got to have your surname in there. And the 15-minute guy is not my surname. If I change my name to the 15-minute guy, then that's absolutely fine because that's my surname. That's what's on my passport. So be aware that if you're doing anything like that, you could be thrown into LinkedIn jail. Do you really want to lose all your followers on LinkedIn? The next thing is
Ashley, could I jump in on that bit? Is that all right? Because
please
there's a
do.
couple of things.
This comes up an awful lot. So really, you carry on.
So there is an additional name within LinkedIn, isn't there, that you
Correct.
can use? So do you recommend using that? Because I know I've used that. So I've put like the simplifier in mine. So that comes up on my name. So it says Patrick, then in brackets the simplifier, Twitch it. So that's one aspect that I've used. And that's not illegal in the sense of what they're looking for, is it?
I'm not sure. I think it was designed for married women.
It's just like their maiden name.
Yeah. So
right.
you know, I used to know you know, Sally Smith, and now she's married Mr. Jones. When I go in and try and find, you know, see if Sally's still here. I don't know she's married Mr. Jones, but she'll still come up in the search if she's put that in her name field.
Okay.
I'm not sure what LinkedIn would say about that.
No.
Maybe something I need to go and find out. But the other thing is, right, when you put your name, whenever if you tag somebody, so if you write a comment on my post, I will come back and go, oh, thank you, Patrick, Twitch it, and then delete the Twitch it. Yeah. And then I've got to delete the simplifier as well. It just makes it harder for me. So if we keep things simple, then it you know, I'm all for simplicity.
Yeah, because there was a thing about the emojis, wasn't there? A lot of people were sticking emojis in their names, and all these extra characters and all this.
Absolutely, and again, that
caused controversy.
That isn't on your passport, unless you're Leah Turner, and she actually changed her name by deed poll, and she does have a rainbow on her passport.
I was going to mention that. Yeah, that was a
absolutely
bit strange. Yeah,
but you know.
Going to extremes.
Does it matter? Yes or no? If LinkedIn say that it's their playground, they make the rules.
Yeah,
we've got to abide by those rules, haven't we?
Yeah.
And you know, I get people putting letters after their name. You know, maybe they've got a PhD or something. And again, that is going against the terms and conditions of LinkedIn. But that's like driving at 71 up the motorway, isn't it? Whereas if you put Ashley Leeds, the best LinkedIn trainer in the world, you're doing a ton up the motorway, aren't you? And for those of you that are listening and not in the UK, then if you do 100 miles an hour up the motorway, that's an instant ban.
Yeah, fair enough.
Has that answered your question?
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
And finally, make sure that your face is clear, open, and you've got a bold color behind you so that people can see you and you stand out. So we've done the profile photo, we've done the headline. Next is the banner. Now, if you are able to do so as you're listening to this podcast, just hold your finger up. Because if you hold your pointy finger up in front of your face, okay, and look at the palm of your finger, that there is about the same size as my banner on your mobile phone, and vice versa.
Oh, I'm going to hold it up to my mobile phone now as well. Oh yeah, look at that.
So if you have lots of text on your banner and it looks great on the PDF that your designer has sent you, that's great. But imagine it being on my mobile phone. I'm not going to be able to read it. Now, I should really wear spectacles. I don't have a handbag, so I don't carry them around with me. So I squint when I look at my mobile phone when I'm looking at someone's banner. And if I can't see those words, what is the point of putting them on there? It's actually 6.5 centimeters by 1.5 centimeters. So that's on a normal size iPhone. Now, we get bigger ones, we get smaller ones. But just as an idea, that's what it is. I'm not going to see small text. So on the screen now, I've got a made up banner. And on there, I've got two circles to the left-hand side of the banner. That's where your photo sticks out. The green circle is where your photo is, your picture of your face on the desktop, and the yellow one is on the mobile phone. So don't go putting anything there because we're not going to see it. Okay.
Mm.
And so then what I've done is I've written the words on the banner, use a big font so I'm able to read it on my mobile device. Under that, I've written, help me to see what you do. And then underneath that, tell me how you can help me. That's the whole idea of that banner. And I was working with somebody, and she's got a 10-year-old daughter. And I said, look, she said, oh yeah, but my banner means this and this and this. And I go, yeah, you and I know that, but could your daughter tell you what mummy does? And when I said that, she went, oh, probably not. Now, I'm not suggesting that we get a lot of 10-year-olds on LinkedIn, but the thing is, we are busy people. We're scrolling through. We click on a link, we go and see someone's profile. And if we can't make that decision just like that, like a 10-year-old would, we ain't going to know what that person does. And so if it passes the 10-year-old test, it's going to pass my test when I'm busy waiting for the kettle to boil. So make sure that I know exactly what you do by your banner.
Yeah.
Some people turn around and go, oh, I've got to have my logo on it, and I want my contact details on it, I want my website space on it. So the slide on the screen now has got all of that information on, but it's giving us less space to stand out, less space to inform you what I do. And all of that other information, as you'll find out in a second, has got other places to go. So it doesn't even need to be on your banner. This is my banner. And on my banner, it says, teaching you how to use LinkedIn to attract more clients in just 15 minutes a day. And there's a little banner underneath that says, with an arrow pointing to website free resources. A 10-year-old kid could tell you what this guy does. People hit my profile, they look at that and they go, ah, that's awesome. I'm going to follow this guy. Or they're going to go, oh, I don't need LinkedIn training. I'm going to not follow this guy. It's as simple as that. But the other benefit is you happen across my profile, you see that I can do LinkedIn in 15 minutes a day. I'm going to stick in your psyche. You might be chatting to someone later on this afternoon, moaning about learning LinkedIn. Oh, actually, I know this guy that does it in 15 minutes a day. In fact, he's called the 15-minute guy. Why don't you Google him? Yeah, that's the reason for a decent banner. It's not just so that you know, it's so that everybody knows, and that I can make a quick recommendation to your services because I know exactly what you do. There we go. We've done the photo, we've done the banner, we've done the headline. And the last one that we all get wrong is our contact information. So on your profile, if you scroll down a little bit, it says contact info. So underneath this is in the top card. And in there, you've got the facility to go in and put all of your contact information. Now, the big one that we all forget is that you can actually put in 3 website addresses. Now, you may not have 3 websites, but you've got 3 pages on your website. You've got a contact us page. You've got a testimonials page. You might have a YouTube channel or something like that. So make sure you put those in. What about a Calendly link? What about giving someone the chance to book a call with you? So put all of those in your contact details. Below that, we've got a space for our phone number, and the amount of conversations that I have with people saying, oh, I haven't got it in there because I don't want people to phone me. And they say that to me because they get a lot of cold calls, people trying to sell them. Okay. Now, if I'm a sales guy and I'm tenacious and I want to get in front of you and your phone number's not there, but I think you'd be a good prospect for me, I'm going to scroll around the internet and find your phone number. I can find your phone number. But the thing is, if I'm a customer and I want to phone you because I'm looking for your services right now, and it was you and someone else, and I can't find your phone number, Patrick, what do you think I'm going to do now?
You're going to ring the one with the phone number.
Absolutely.
You're going to scroll on, find someone else.
I'm in a hurry. I need your services right now. 3 people have come up. I'm going to call the one that I can call. Yeah, because if this person hasn't even optimized their LinkedIn profile, how are they going to help me with my services if they can't even do the basics? Yeah. I've got my address down as East Devon. You don't have to pinpoint your house if you don't want to. I've got my proper email address, ashley@fullcupcoaching.co.uk. Now, when I set this up, I set it up with a personal email because I set it up over 15 years ago. I didn't even know what full cup coaching was back then. So I've set it up with a personal email. And by default, that personal email will show, but you can go inside and actually put in your proper email address. Now, if you've set it up as spottyoik1@gmail, that's not very professional, but you've probably paid for a professional email. So make sure you're showing that as well.
Yeah.
I've got my Twitter handle in there. Don't know why, but it's still in there. And I've put my birthday.
I've got a question for you on this point.
Fire away, sir.
Because obviously LinkedIn allegedly, and is for two particular reasons, maybe you'll argue that, it's for putting your CV in, looking for a job, or it's for your business. Many people put in their private Hotmail or Gmail email addresses rather than their business email address. How would you overcome that?
Oh, so okay, so if, that's more on the employed side, isn't it?
Yes.
So yeah, so if I was working for Microsoft, yeah, and I didn't want people contacting my Microsoft, you know, I was a bit worried about, then yeah, put my personal address in. But if you were going to have a chat with a sales guy at Microsoft, you'd think less of him if he had his normal address, and you wouldn't think he was bona fide if he didn't have a Microsoft email address.
Well, that's what I come across this on a regular basis.
Yeah, no, I was always advocate. Do you want people sending emails to your personal address? Yeah.
If I'm looking for a new job,
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that's the exception, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
But if recruiters are going to get you, they're going to get hold of other information, and they'll still be able to get hold of you. So you don't need to do that. It's up to you. But
I just wondered if it was a fallacy, you know, to hide, you know, your job or your work email, where people might be wanting to give you a project or looking for certain services, whichever it might be. They're going to lose out, aren't they?
Maybe if you've got a side hustle, you could put your side hustle email in there. I think this is down to an individual basis. But you know, most of the people I work with are business owners, and you know, they're running this amazing business. You know, your email address is at Case, but if it was at Gmail or Hotmail or something like that, you know, Case doesn't look so big. Do you know what I mean? So it just gives a better impression.
I can't remember, but can you have several email addresses? I can't remember.
You can have several email addresses attributed to your account, but it will only display the one that you ask it to display.
Yeah.
So I've got my personal. I've got two personal email addresses underneath all of this, because they are. I can't think what the terminology is, but recovery email. That's right.
Yeah.
It's a recovery email.
Yeah.
So if, for example, I use BT. If, for example, my BT email goes down, I've still got another fallback. But the only email address I like sharing is my Ashley at Full Cup Coaching.
Sure.
And the very bottom there, we've got birthday. Okay. Now, this is a great one to put in. A lot of people are going, oh, I don't want to give my birth date away. You don't have to, because it's never checked and it's never used as verification. It is just a day and a day and a month. So maybe your birthday is it was 1st of February today. So maybe your birthday is the 1st of February. You could put the 2nd or the 3rd of February, or you could put the 29th or the 30th of January. It really doesn't matter. But what happens is, the reason for putting your birthday on there is on the 2nd of May, okay, everybody in my network is going to get a notification that it's my birthday. Yeah.
Yes.
So LinkedIn are going to message all these people and say, hey, did you know it's Ashley's birthday today? Which is subliminally reminding them that I do LinkedIn training, which is subliminally reminding them that I exist. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you've got a few thousand followers, get your birthday in there. You might get a lot of messages, but then that's more conversations. Hi, Ashley, hope you have a great birthday. Oh, Patrick, that's very kind of you. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm going down the park with my grandson. I'm going to go take my wife out for a meal or whatever. How's life treating you? Oh, it's going all right. Thanks, Ashley. I should be doing a bit more on LinkedIn. Oh, what a shame. Maybe you should have a look at my latest video that I've just released. Oh, I've got a workshop coming up soon, etc., etc., etc. But yesterday, Patrick had forgotten all about me. But because it's May the 2nd, he's remembered me. Isn't that brilliant? So there you go.
Excellent.
That is the 4 things that we all get wrong with our LinkedIn profiles. There's one other thing that I can do here. There's a thing called Linktree. Now, what Linktree does, it's free. I don't know if you guys have heard of it before.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
But what Linktree does, it gives you a load of more spaces to actually put all your socials on. So Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Canva, whatever else you're using. That QR code that I've just put on screen takes you to my Linktree. And on my Linktree, I've got all kinds of free resources to help people. In fact, on there, I've also got a link that shows you how to use Linktree. Yeah. And what it means is rather than just the 3 spaces on our website in there, we can actually have so many more. Now, what I've done is I've taken that another step further, and I've actually created a Linktree type page on my website. This means I get more SEO on my website, but it also means I can put in more links. So if you go to my contact details and click the button that says free resources, you'll be taken to my website, and you'll be able to look at that, get a free profile review, take a free challenge, all kinds of other things there to help you. You can also book a call with me as well when you get there.
Okay.
If you're really cool, then what you do is you put your QR code on your mobile phone on the lock screen. So as soon as you're out somewhere, someone turns around and you've got a business card. And I said, oh, sorry, I don't have any business cards where I come from. And they turn around to me and they say, where are you from then, Ash? I go, the 21st century. And so I get my phone out and I show them my QR code. They scan my QR code and then they can connect with me, and they get loads of other stuff too. So that's the benefit of a Linktree style thing. So there you go. That is your 4 quick fixes for LinkedIn. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick on you 2 guys, if you're okay with it, that is. And I want to go to your profiles and I want to ask each of you what you think of the other person's profile. Is there anything that we need to fix? So are you up for that?
Yeah, go
Always.
Okay, so let's go on
anything to have a go at Patrick. Absolutely.
So here we go. We've got the simplifier, Patrick the simplifier, Twitch it. So come on then, Melvin. We've just had a breakdown of the 4 things we get wrong on LinkedIn. How many of those 4 do we think Patrick's got wrong?
Well, let's have a look at his contact info, if you wouldn't mind clicking on it.
Are we all right to share that?
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I've just been looking at it myself while you were talking, just to check.
He's done pretty much most of it right.
He has absolutely.
Being very, very honest. I mean, apart from his profile picture, which has got some kind of broomstick on it.
That's a rope. That's a rope. See, like, I'm hanging on the rope on the simple.
Remember, you've only got a few millimeters. Looks like you're some kind of warlock.
I love the design. I think the design is great, and it looks absolutely brilliant on my massive, great big screen here, Patrick.
Yes, I know.
But your banner says reducing your energy use is getting the best telecom setup for your building, finding the right merchant card. I'm already bored, sorry. The simplifier, reducing your energy usage. That is all that I'm going to read on my mobile phone.
That's right.
Yeah.
The guy coming down the cliff face, I'm not going to see that on my mobile phone. That is taking up far too much space. You've got your website address on there, so that's taking up space. So you could really, considering you're the simplifier,
it's quite complicated. It's too much.
Yeah. I did have it very simple, and then someone said, "Oh no, you need to put some more stuff in there," and then
everybody's right until they're wrong. Remember
Absolutely.
Do you know anybody who's 10 years old? Get them to look at it for you. I was doing a presentation the other day, and there was 2 guys in there that had 10-year-old kids, and people were saying da 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 da, and I said right, and they were asking me to give them a précis on their profiles, and I looked at their banner and I turned around, hey Wayne, can your son tell it? And he goes, no. And that's the thing. Your photo needs to be a lot bigger. Patrick,
I've got to ditch the rope.
In your hindsight, Patrick, your tagline or your headline underneath your name, bogged down through to Ask Me Now, should really be in your headline, because that says everything for you.
Oh, I see. What on the banner you mean?
Bogged down managing your bills in your business. Simplifier wants to simplify it, or with a simple solution. Ask Me Now. That for me should go into your headline.
What, on the banner?
So what I would do, here's a top tip. Grab hold of all of those words.
Yeah.
Type them all into ChatGPT.
Yeah.
all right, and say, can you come up with a 10-word headline for LinkedIn
Yeah.
based on all of the above, and see what it comes up with.
Yeah.
I like bogged down. I like that. Don't be bogged down or something like that. I'll unbog your bills or something like that. Something a little bit weird.
Yeah, but that's the first thing I saw. Rather than look at the banner, I looked at that. So my eyes were drawn differently.
So I'm going to take a screenshot of that because I know you're going to do some work on this.
Yeah.
And it'd be interesting to come back and have a look.
Oh, you're both going to have a field day with mine. Oh my
right.
God.
Let's see where you are then. Here he is.
A mess, terrible mess.
Okay.
Oh, look at that photo. Look, he's getting an instant tick on that photo.
Instant tick on the photo. All I would do there is put a bolder color. But black isn't going to stand out. So something. If you look down the side of the sidebar there, who stands out for you there? All those names down the side. Who stands out the most?
Natalie
Absolutely.
with her bright pink.
Absolutely.
She's obviously been on one of your courses.
You've got Jason Bradbury there, and he's in black as well, so he doesn't stand out as much.
Yeah, I've got one with a white background, so I can substitute that.
You can't have white though with that silver dollar hair there.
So on the end of the slides, which I haven't showed you yet, there's a QR code, and it shows you how to put that color behind you. And if you send me the photo, I can actually do it in 2 minutes.
So Ashley, my dilemma, which is why I actually do want help, and I'm happy to have the help, is I'm involved with too many things. I've got too many interests, as you can see, that go off the page on that right-hand column. How do I? My dilemma is, how do I generalize all the things that I do so I can talk to people?
And this is the thing, right? And I do get asked this question an awful lot, Melvin.
Yeah.
What you've got to do, you've got to make it simple for me. Remember the 10-year-old analogy. So if I hit on your profile, I need to know what I can get from you.
Yeah.
And if it's a lot of stuff, you've got to turn around and go, actually, what's the main thing? What's the main thing you want to be known for?
Well, it's a good question, because there's something that I've just done that's not on there, where I've umbrellaed everything that I do.
Okay.
And it's something that I haven't even launched it properly yet. So this is day one of that particular exercise. So perhaps we can have a side chat on that, because it needs to be done and I need to get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that I do is I coach accountants and bookkeepers. But if you look at my profile, you probably won't be able to find anything about me. Because as soon as I put I'm the LinkedIn guy and coach of bookkeepers and accountants, you're going to go there, well, what does he do? And that just totally confuses you. So you're going to go to someone else that just does coaching accountants or just does LinkedIn. Yeah. And you'll probably find that they do lots of other things as well, but that's what they're marketing. And so we need it to be dead simple. We know exactly what we're going to get.
Yeah. This is where I struggle. I've got 45 years of complication. And
No. 45 years of experience.
But obviously what it's now led to is about 8 different things that I multitask on.
Yeah.
And they're all different.
And so what you need to do is to come up with the one thing that you want people to know you for.
Well, I've got a new tagline, which is putting business back into business.
Yep.
Now, I need to know how to address that tagline in amongst what I do, because I'm just confusing everybody. And I get lots of, let's say, sales calls, sales questions, calling messages from people, basically, listing all the very ridiculous things that I do, saying that they've got a service that will fit, obviously, each and every one of them, which is nonsense.
Yeah.
I need to remove all that complication. That's my problem. And it's the fear of not shouting what I do in 8 different ways rather than one way.
Yeah, but by shouting about everything, you're confusing everybody and shouting about nothing.
Yeah, I'm confused myself at the moment, because I am the man that knows everything about nothing. How about that?
That's not going to sell you.
You're looking to coach people on this podcast.
Yeah.
But I'm a candidate who needs help.
Yeah. Okay. We can do this live if you want to. So people they're walking their dog thinking we're getting to the end of it. Now we're going to get into some juicy
But
stuff.
it's part of our theatre. I mean, at the end of the day, none of us are perfect, Ashley. And I've realised in the last 2 years what a mess I've created. Even though it's successful mess, it needs to be unravelled.
So the first thing is pick up the phone
Yeah.
to your 3, 5, 10 top clients and say, what is it you love about working with me? How am I able to help you? What have you been able to do? All right. And then a pattern will come. If you do 3, it's going to be a straw poll. If you do 10, it's going to be better. If you do 20, it's even better.
Sure.
Yeah. And then out of those 20, list them all out and then find the ones that are the most lucrative, the ones that bring you the most joy, the ones that are more fun, the one that take less time, take more time, whatever it is. So we know which one gives you the best challenge, and then turn around and go, right, okay, there you go. Yeah. This is what I'm gonna major on. All right. And I've got these 3 people that absolutely love me for it. And let's go all out on that. Now, the thing is, what happens is I teach people LinkedIn. Because I'm in the accounting and bookkeeping space, I get an awful lot of accountants and bookkeepers on my workshops. Now, that is a perfect opportunity for them to see how knowledgeable I am, how helpful I am, how motivating I am, how inspiring, whatever. When I have a call with them after the workshop, I'm happy with LinkedIn, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but I understand that you coach accountants, or I'm struggling in my accountancy practice. What else can you do? Well, I can do this, this, and this. And so once people have got to know me, then I can open up the doors, the back door to all the other things in my shop. Yeah. And I think that's what you need to be thinking about. What is the key thing that Melvin brings to us?
Yeah.
And then, by the way, did you know this? And what you do is when you're using LinkedIn, you comment on some of the other things that you know about. Now, I do pricing workshops. Like I said, I coach accountants. I also do brand work. I also do Canva training. I do podcast help. All these little things that I can do. I never talk about them, but when I'm talking to somebody, they go da da da, and I go, oh, I can help you with that.
Yeah.
But my main focus is LinkedIn, and that's what I'm known for.
So everything comes out in a one-to-one, as is the norm, but physically and pictorially, that's the bit where I'm struggling. As people see me minute 1 on LinkedIn.
And that's why it's a good idea to go and actually talk to all, a lot of your clients. Yeah. So if you're doing 8 things, you need to talk to 8 clients that are doing one of those things. But then I suggest you talk to 16, because then you're going to get 2 different ones and probably 24, and then you get 3 of each. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you've got that, you can turn around and go, if it was me, I really love doing LinkedIn. So it's always going to be LinkedIn. It's really a no-brainer. Yeah. But let's say, for example, I love training people on Canva. That's great fun. So if I did more of that, and then when I did a straw poll of my clients, I go, oh, I just love the way you do this with Canva, and I love the way you do that, I might start thinking, oh, maybe I should be the Canva guy. Yeah. And start changing the focus a little bit. I'm going to start bring the more brand building I'm doing. I'm going to start bringing that into the things that I say. So maybe the 15-minute guy helping you with your brand or something like that. But at the moment, it is all LinkedIn. I'm dropping the word branding around, but I'm not the branding guy yet. That will come. But I don't want to confuse people.
Yeah, because we've only got the one page. I mean, I considered several years ago, maybe I should have several pages.
No, because then you're going to dilute all your following.
It's crazy. So that never happened. But it's just a case of coming. Where's the balance?
But again, think of Richard Branson.
Yes.
Yeah. On his page, it's probably just Richard Branson, Virgin.
Yeah.
It's not going to be. It's not going to have their airplanes, space travel, coach.
I'm not in that world. I mean, Richard Branson, Bill Gates. They've all got Theo Papitas. They've all got their television.
But you are
it's a similar thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's a similar thing.
You are in that world. You are helping people, and you know lots of stuff, but you just need to focus on that one thing, and then what you're doing, you're building your brand, and then people are coming to Melvin Manning.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a little chat earlier offline, about the name of my company, and you don't even know the name of my company. That for me is brilliant.
Yeah,
because
I knew you as the 15-minute man.
Yeah, because you buy from people who you know, like, and trust, and you know, like, and trust Ashley Leeds.
Yeah, it was Ashley Leeds that I always search for, never your business.
Absolutely, and that's the thing, and that is the thing, and that's the key thing.
I think I've just learned something.
Brilliant.
I wonder what the noise was.
I'm sorry about all the clunking.
It was that penny dropping.
It's clanking on the sides. There we go.
That is terrific advice. Thank you.
Not a problem at all, and that's the sort of thing that I do because right, I've got 30 years of sales experience, so I could be a sales coach, but those 30 years of selling people stuff is 30 years of going around and talking to God knows how many people. How many people do you reckon I've spoken to in the last 30 years? How many people have I had to explain complex things to?
Sure.
About all the different things that I've sold, and understand all those nuances that people have got, negotiating and stuff like that. And that's what makes me a good coach, because all of that has got me to where I am. And this is the same thing with you, Melvin. You're doing all these things. That's because you've got 20 odd years experience. Or maybe a few more years experience. But
I've been very complimentary there.
I'm very flattered there, Ashley. I like your style. It's actually 42. I've worked it out. But the fact of the matter, but I've still got the drive to do it, which is obviously another thing. Most people at my time in life, they're retired, or they're on the boat somewhere, or they're travelling with their wives to stately homes or whatever they're doing.
But it's fun, isn't it? Helping people and seeing people grow.
I've suddenly become this entrepreneur, which I never like using that word about me, but I've suddenly become this person that can do it, and I do follow exactly where you are, Ashley.
So I've got a couple more slides to show.
Yeah, go for it.
So the reason I'm showing these is because on the screen now is the QR code for those quick fixes. Now, what I'll do is I'll show you the actual link, and you can put the link. So in the show notes, you can quickly drop down, and there's a link for that QR code. Now, what that link does, it takes you to my website, and on my website, you're going to have to sign your name in, but you will get all the videos, all the help to help you get that photo right, get your banner right, and make sure all your contact details and your headline are in there as well. So that's all there, totally for free. There's also a photo on there of my book. I've written a book called 101 Ideas for LinkedIn Content Made Easy, because it's all very well getting a decent profile, but you need to create content. And right at the beginning of this, we said that only 1% of people are creating content. If you get to your computer and you're stuck and you don't know what to write about, open up my book, and there's 101 ideas in there, and every single idea, there's a few ideas around it, so there's probably more. And the top tip here is, when you get the book, take a photo of you with the book, and then that's 102 ideas. And then finally, I'm running a workshop. So I run a workshop regularly. My next one is on the 19th to the 23rd of February, and that is 15 minutes a day. Okay, every single day for 1 week. Come on, me live, bouncing on your Zoom screen, helping you with LinkedIn. And we do a little bit every single day. There's a little bit of homework every single day. And by the end of the week, you will see results. Now, when I say results, I don't mean you're going to have £1 million turnover, but you will see things happening to your LinkedIn profile. You'll see your followers going up. You'll see your views going up, and you will see an improvement to your profile. And at the end of that week, we have a one-to-one. And in that one-to-one, I can help you with your banner design. I can help you with your headline. So you will get absolutely everything from coming on that workshop. It's a very, very quick, short, sharp shock treatment. It's only £150. But if you don't like any of it, I will give you your money back in full.
Boom, I'm in. I've just signed up.
Awesome.
Boom.
Oh, you have actually signed up. That's fantastic. Yeah, because that's me. I say boom all the time. I'm a Basil Brush fan. At heart.
I was going to say Basil Brush.
Boom.
Yeah, absolutely. Only people of a certain age know what Basil Brush is, don't they?
Yes, indeed.
So, any questions on everything that we've just discussed, gents?
Well, no, you've answered a lot of mine already. Thank God.
Yeah, I think that's been really helpful, and I think there's a lot of those slides there, especially with the images on there, and when you sent me the initial info over, Ashley, there I was looking, and you've really done that well with the way that your profile photo blocks certain parts of your banner out, and knowing where to position stuff, because actually, yeah, that's going to block it out. Not necessarily on the main website, but on your mobile, and the different sizes there. Really helpful, that. So yeah, really good. We've also got some work to do on my profile and Melvin's profile as well, which is good because it gives people direction.
Can I tell you a little truth?
Oh dear, depends what it is.
That picture that you just saw on my profile,
Yes.
I only changed it 15 minutes ago.
Brilliant.
Oh, Melvis. Oh, what a cheater. What a cheaterer.
Otherwise, you'd have me going across the O2 roof.
And you'd have been this big.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Oh.
I love it. I love where the honesty comes out. That's absolutely brilliant. But the thing is, you've already fixed one of those mistakes, and that is the key thing. And it wasn't difficult, was it?
No.
And it's something you'd never thought of before. You'd never thought of it before.
No.
There's somebody that I've seen on LinkedIn, and they're known for being a wheelchair user. Yeah, they've raised loads of money for being a wheelchair user. So their profile picture is them in a wheelchair, but they're the size of a dot, and you don't even know who it is. So it's just a messy image when it's on my mobile phone, and it's those sorts of things that we just don't think about, because we've got other profile pictures on other platforms, and the profile picture is huge. But most of the time, your profile picture is between 4 and 6 millimeters big, and so you've got to make it stand out. And so put a nice bright color behind you. Make sure you're showing your teeth, because everybody loves a smile, and people buy from people who they know, like, and trust.
Thanks ever so much for all of this today, Ashley. I trust our listeners can take huge heaps away, and just have a look at their own profile, and perhaps not just on their own, but with somebody else, because that surely must be a help. Preferably if they're under about 11 years old as well.
Absolutely. And again, when I was chatting to that lady about her daughter, I just thought, like, wow, yeah, why it does make so much sense. Yeah. And we all must know a 10-year-old, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, our own children, whatever. So yeah.
Excellent.
No, great advice.
All right. Well, look, Ashley, before you go today, what is the best way for people to get in touch with you?
Message me on LinkedIn. So I actually pay for premium. You do not need premium to be a success on LinkedIn. The only reason I use premium is because I search an awful lot on LinkedIn, and you're only allowed to view so many profiles. So that's the only reason I use premium. But it comes with an awful lot of benefits. And one of those benefits is something called InMail, which means that anybody can message me. You don't even have to connect with me. You can send me a message. I'm all over LinkedIn. I'm on the platform most of the time. But even if you've forgotten all of this, if you Google the 15-minute guy, I will come up. And that is because Google loves LinkedIn. And because of what I've been doing on LinkedIn, I've made a name for myself. And that is just priceless. And that's another reason to be on LinkedIn, is because if I'm looking to do some work with you, I'm going to Google you. And if you don't come up, you don't exist.
Thanks ever so much for that, Ashley. So it is goodbye from me, Patrick Twitchett, and it's
a goodbye from me, Melvin Manning.
And a goodbye from me, Ashley Leeds, the 15-minute guy.
To continue to listen out, listen up, and listen in to the Case broadcast, do hit the subscribe button to receive reminders of all our new episodes.